Hello and welcome to another edition of BCR Webcasting. Today I'm very happy to be joined by Christos Theodossiou, who's Director, Head of Greece at the BFF Banking Group. Christos, welcome. Um, Christos, you're going to be joining us at the 25th anniversary of RFIX, Receivables Finance International, which is on the 21st and 22nd of May in London. So, the session that you're going to be talking about with your fellow panelists is about how effectively we are selling commercial finance products in the current market conditions, which are, one might easily argue, are quite different to what they were, let's say, even a year ago. So, what should commercial finance operators be doing in this current environment? How should they be addressing the market? What changes are we seeing, and what is the best way of approaching those changes? But let me ask you first by saying or asking you, do you see this as a particularly good time for commercial finance, or perhaps the opposite? What's your view on that?
Well, first of all, thank you, Michael, for the invitation, and I'm actually looking forward to meeting you in person in the unique event that you will be hosting next month in London. Uh, the current environment presents heightened challenges, but as in any challenge, there are unique opportunities for commercial finance, particularly as the global economy navigates the disruptive effects of the ongoing tariff war that we are experiencing. There is an elevated uncertainty that creates demand for flexible finance. The imposition of the shipping tariffs, mostly by the United States, has introduced significant volatility and uncertainty into the global markets. Businesses are facing increased costs, disrupted supply chains, and unpredictable, let's say, regulatory environments. In this climate, I think companies are seeking more agile and adaptable financing solutions to manage their working capital, to bridge the cash flow gaps that are occurring, and of course to buffer against possible delayed payments or unexpected expenses that they will face. Commercial finance, and especially products like factoring and supply chain finance, is well positioned to address these needs by providing liquidity when traditional credit channels become constrained.
So,
What we
so
need to take
do you see an upturn then ahead of us in terms of the use of factoring and supply chain finance?
I think that yes, supply chain and factoring are some interesting services that will be positively affected, mostly since the traditional banking system is not able to, follow up as closely and timely to the needs of the markets.
Hmm.
Um,
And
you know.
yeah.
Mhm.
And how well do you think the market understands commercial finance? Because, well, this is a question which has come up for years and years. Um, but maybe it's particularly pertinent now if there are new opportunities. Do you think there's a good understanding of how commercial finance works and the products themselves and how they can benefit businesses?
Well, indeed, it's true that while the awareness of the commercial finance is growing in the last years, there is still a significant knowledge gap, and especially among the smaller businesses and non-financial professionals. Many still default to traditional bank loans without fully understanding the breadth of commercial finance solutions that there are available, such as factoring, supply chain finance, and non-recourse funding. The market's understanding is improving, though, as the digital platforms and the fintech innovations make commercial finance more accessible and more transparent to the players of the market.
Mm.
However, the complexity of some products and the rapid evolution of the sector means that ongoing education and clear communication from the providers are essential to bridge this gap. and help businesses make the informed choices.
Okay, I mean, perhaps that's something we can explore in more detail during the session next month at ARPIX. But are there any new sales techniques or strategies that we can apply now that we haven't perhaps applied before because of the new environment and the trade wars, the difficulties? Is there anything that we should be changing or tweaking or introducing, maybe perhaps brand new sales strategies that we haven't used before?
Well, I think that the sales strategies in commercial finance are evolving rapidly. And mainly this change is driven by technology and the changing client expectations. Um, there is a digital first engagement, meaning that the hybrid channels, the omni-channel sales models, which combine digital touch points with the traditional outreach of the financial institutions, are now the norm. I think that most of the B2B sales and the communications that are expected to occur in 2025 will be more made by digital channels. So we need to take into consideration, of course, the AI and the data-driven personalization and the tools that are enabling more targeted prospecting, customized product offerings, and proactive client support to enhance both the efficiency and the customer experience. But I think the shift, the change will be towards the digital transformation that we're experiencing.
How well do you think banks and providers are adapting to that at the moment? Is your bank, for example, up to speed with or getting up to speed with adapting to that new kind of new technology?
Well, we are getting there. I mean, it's definitely understood that this is where we need to go. This is the direction we need to follow, and we are developing the proper tools to make our group more visible and more accessible with the digital environment that we're living in. I think that there is a lot of pressure coming from the competition. Meaning that there are new fintech and digital platforms that are quite ahead in this channel of approach and the digital platforms and solutions that they offer. So definitely, the more traditional players need to adapt fast to come closer to the reality of today.
Yeah. How much of a concern is that for you? Let's say non-bank competition that are heavily focused on technology and digitalization?
It is a concern, definitely it is a concern, but let's not forget that we're a heavily regulated industry. I mean, there are regulatory requirements, capital needs, and there is also the complexity of the financial products that are still, create a protective environment towards the traditional banks. But this doesn't mean that in the future, the threat from such competitors won't be visible, for sure.
And are there opportunities for collaboration and cooperation with those threats?
Yeah, definitely. I think that all of the players should seek into such, collaborations that would actually add value to the clients and the prospects that we're servicing, combining both, into an environment of lowering interest rates, the strength that the traditional bank has with the digital platforms and the strengths of fintechs would be quite unique solutions for clients.
As many banks are doing, of course, that are
Exactly.
already cooperating. And just finally, in terms of the future of commercial finance, do you see that as broadening its reach within banking in general? Do you see commercial finance taking a greater role that it has in the past?
I would say that it's not only increasingly integral to the broader banking ecosystem, but it's becoming a central pillar in the future of banking.
Mm.
Uh, it can do this by, it can enhance the economic impact. I mean, by improving the access to capital and liquidity, commercial finance is supporting business growth, economic development, and these are key priorities for both banks and the policymakers. The adoption of AI, the blockchain, and open banking is allowing commercial finance to offer more tailored solutions that are efficient and secure. And they're positioning commercial finance as a driver of the innovation within the banking system. So I would say that it's a leading niche that can be integrated quite well with the banking system generally.
Christos, thank you very much for your time today. And we'll very much look forward to exploring these questions in more detail with your fellow panelists. And just to remind everybody, that's on the 21st and 22nd of May in London at the offices of Clifford Chance. And it's actually the 25th anniversary of ARFIX. So there'll be some celebrations and a party. And so there'll be a lot going on. So do please try and make it. And Christos, and it would be nice to meet you in person too. So I very much look forward to that. But thank you again for today.
Thank you very much, Michael. I'm looking forward to the next month, really, and I enjoyed the conversation. Thank you very much.